Hello everyone, and this is my review for WWE NXT on December 18th, 2014, and this is basically the Fallout show from the NXT Takeover Our Evolution, and in all honesty, they kind of use this show in a way to help build the rematches that they were going to be going for, and the beginnings of some other storylines, and the continuations of others as well. With the areas of continuation, you're seeing the continuation with Bayley versus Becky Lynch in there, and probably also the add-on with Sasha Banks and everything in the near future, and they'll probably add Charlotte into that as well. You saw a little bit of continuation. They have been attacking Bayley over the past few weeks, so yeah, Becky Lynch versus Bayley this week. I liked how they actually played up the knee injury throughout the match, and actually having Becky Lynch go after it and then forcing her to tap out with a submission hold at the end. So that was a good way of actually playing along with it, and a good area for them to continue on from that here in the near future. Also continuation, and also kind of a beginnings of something that was going on. Well, you had the Ascension versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass, and the Ascension basically dominated the match when Enzo got himself distracted trying to impress Carmella. So you get the feeling of a potential feud beginning, or maybe not a feud beginning, but like maybe the breaking up of Enzo Amore and Big Cass because of the whole Carmella deal, and you'll actually have this only seems like it could be the beginnings of that kind of storyline, and we'll see where they actually go with that here in the near future. And then of course the Ascension trying to continue on setting up the rematch with Hideo Itami and Finn Balor. So that was basically the promo they cut afterwards, and trying to continue on that storyline and getting another tag team match with the two of them for the following week. So that was where you basically got a lot of continuation from the storylines from Our Evolution. You also had the continuation of a storyline going through with Baron Corbin and Bull Dempsey over the past month and a half. They've basically kind of been either coming out after each other for one would have a match and then the other would have a match immediately after, and there are these two big guys that go out there and do really quick matches, and then they're building that tension up between the two of them. You have them doing these squash matches with these guys back to back, and you have these two having the stare downs, eventually leading into what they're trying to build to be like this big collision between the two of them. And we'll see where they actually go on with it. They've been going with these stare downs for quite some time. You actually got Bull Dempsey to do, beginning the potential of physical altercations by just pushing Baron Corbin this week. So you got somewhere a little bit different, a little bit of a furtherization of that storyline, but not too much. They're kind of slow building this one, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's see when they actually decide to have the two of them, get in some kind of physical altercation, or actually have their match, and further on this storyline. See how long they'll actually take on with this storyline as well. And basically the main storyline of the night was Adrian Neville and Kevin Owens. Obviously Adrian Neville talking about what happened after he lost to Sami Zayn from the Our Evolution special, and then of course him basically calling out Kevin Owens, which led to their promo and a subsequent match at the end of the show. Honestly, if I had to nitpick, the match itself was actually really good between the two of them, and but in all honesty, if I had to nitpick a little something in there, it was probably Kevin Owens on the microphone this time, and that's probably because he hasn't really done much, or he hasn't had much time. Actually, he's only had one show in this show to do anything with microphone work or anything within the WWE type area. So it felt like his promo, it came off kind of blah, it came off kind of bland, just because on the aspect that he seemed like he was trying to hold himself back from maybe doing what his typical promo was down in ROH. But all in all, with their storyline is setting up for probably a Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match way down the road. The match with Adrian Neville and Kevin Owens, I really liked how they portrayed Kevin Owens in this one. Just like a guy trying to show that he's already better than everyone else. But, you know, you saw comments from him during the match saying, "You're a champion for a year, you're a joke." Stuff like that really added to potential character development for him. And we'll have to see where they actually go on with that. And, of course, having the match end with Countout, it's not necessarily the best way of doing it, but it kind of leaves an area for them to go somewhere. Between the two of them, and then also having Kevin Owens pull the same move in the same spot that they did from the R Evolution, where he powerbombed Sami Zayn into the ring apron. He did that to Adrian Neville here. That was just a little bit of icing on the cake for a potential feud whenever they decide to go with that, because obviously they're going to have Kevin Owens go up against Sami Zayn. That's going to be the next main feud for Sami Zayn, but you'll probably have at least a sub-feud in there with him and Adrian Neville, and that could be a lot of fun to watch, especially if Kevin Owens' mic work improves over that period of time. And like I said, his mic work only seemed not so good this time because it felt like he was forcing himself to, almost felt like he was holding himself back from doing a decent promo, or trying to hold himself back from doing reverting into what his old promos were, and he needs a little bit more time in this area to get himself comfortable with how to cut a promo within the WWE type areas. Overall, this show I felt was actually kind of good. You had some you obviously had actual fallout from the R Evolution not pay-per-view, but the R Evolution special, and you had a little bit of continuation of storylines with Bull Dempsey and Baron Corbin, and you see all the beginnings of something there with Big Cass Carmella and Enzo Amore. So overall, it was a pretty good hour for this week. It wasn't overly great, but it really set the motions forward going into what they want for the next, potentially the next special and their next feuds coming up. So we'll see where they fully go on with this here in the future. And that's my review this week for WWE NXT, and I thank you guys for watching.